Tell me, Grant, can you voluntarily control your sympathetic nervous system?
What?
I didn't think so.
I'm sorry. Did you just ask me if I could... I'm sorry, wait. What?
Wait, what map is it?
You've actually... It's Oregon! I know! Fuck you, what?
I'll repeat.
You mean, like, control it to where I can't... Like, I can turn it on and off?
No.
It...
Cluster charge going live!
Welcome to Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, a game where the most deadly opponents you face are your own team.
Yeah, if you shoot him, if you kill him, I'll give you $10.
Bro, Nak, you're actually, like, you're so annoying.
I've been having a blast recently with the game and figured there's probably a decent chunk of people out there who are interested in playing it after watching the world's best Pulse cosplayer scream his way to the top of Twitch.
L excuses, right hand on the Bible, God can strike me down if I'm lying? That motherfucker's cheating! Take my word!
I can't blame you. After all, there's no better time to jump in, especially with the new changes that came with this new operation. And look, I am fully aware that there are probably already tons of people out there who hit plat like it's no big deal, or guides from former Pro League champs on all the best angles and loadouts, but just like the Russian Badger all those years ago, I believe in a no child / player left behind policy. So,
let's just jump into it.
So what is Rainbow Six Siege? Well, Siege is a round-based game of attackers and defenders. The attackers are trying to do something, like rescue a hostage, secure an area, defuse a bomb, or kill all of their opponents. The defenders are trying to stop them from doing that something, by either killing all the attackers or letting the clock run down to 0. Sounds simple, right?
Wrong!
That's where the operators come in. There are a whopping 69 operators in the game to choose from. Some are good at breaking things like Sledge, some can give you health buffs like Rook, and some are masters of setting everything on fire like Tachanka.
Grenades launching. Watch your step.
Pick one and you'll be thrust into the prep phase, a 30-second period where defenders can set up the objective by reinforcing walls, barricading doors and windows, and using their gadgets to make the attackers' upcoming siege difficult. While this is going on, attackers are given that same time on drones to search for the objective, switch operators if they need to, and gather as much information as they can before the action phase. The action phase lasts from 2 minutes 40 seconds to 3 minutes, and begins when the attackers fully spawn in, and this is where the beauty of Siege truly shines. Yes, what you are doing is the same, but how you go about it is entirely up to you. But remember, Siege is a game about operators, each with unique abilities and gadgets that can help your team achieve victory. There are some things all operators can do. For example, defenders can reinforce walls with bulletproof barricades, board up doors and windows, and access cameras that are scattered around the map to spy on the attackers.
Hi, Squidward. Wanna play?
Defenders also have access to a wide variety of secondary gadgets that they can use to slow down, spy on, or even kill the attackers with during the match.
Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
Ops wanted some initiative. Blew up their entire quadrant.
Attackers get access to 2 drones that they can use to scout ahead before they move in, and grappling hooks that let you repel walls outside to get a better vantage point. Their secondary gadgets are different from the defenders but still equally useful, as they can blind their enemies, provide some temporary cover, or trap an entrance from a push by the defenders. Also, all operators in the game by default have unique stats pertaining to their speed and health that can affect their gameplay. Some operators have crazy speed but only 100 HP, while others are slow and methodical but have 125 HP. There's also some operators who fall in the middle who are somewhat fast and not too slow, who have 110 HP. So be sure to look at those speed and armor stats when you pick an operator. But what makes operators unique are the gadgets that are specific to them that they can utilize to give themselves an advantage over their enemies. For example, Thermite has a unique breach charge that creates a large hole in any reinforced wall, while Bandit has a battery that he can stick to said wall that will electrocute it and disable it, thus preventing Thermite from coming in.
But wait, if there's 69 operators in the game, how the heck am I supposed to learn them all?
Well, to put it simply, time, but you can make it easier on yourself by starting with the simple operators before moving on to the advanced operators.
An idle mind solves nothing.
On defense, I can recommend that you play Rook.
I expect nothing but your best.
Rook, aka Lardex, the destroyer of buffets, puts down armor plates that buffs the health of your team and gives them the ability to revive themselves if they get downed. Keep in mind, Siege has an easy to understand gunplay system where your bullets go where your reticle is, and it only takes one headshot to kill. So while you won't become immortal, you can still keep your team alive longer, and your job is done in just a few short seconds. He carries with him the MP5, one of the easiest guns for a beginner to use that's easy to control, and it comes with the 2.0 scope that you can use to see further sightlines better. On attack, I recommend you play Thatcher, because with the amount of electronic gadgets the defenders have access to, having the ability to temporarily disable or even destroy them is so incredibly useful. Plus, he has the easy as pie L85, which, like the MP5, is a beginner's dream with its great stats and simple usability. In fact, remember how earlier I mentioned that Thermite can't breach through reinforced walls if they are electrified? Well, with Thatcher on your side, you can chuck an EMP down and disable bandits' batteries long enough to get the breach off and give you access to the site. So remember, when it comes to operators, you're better together. In fact, there's no better way of making this teamwork happen than by bringing a buddy or two along for the ride. So even if you can just find one friend to join you, it'll make a massive difference.
Okay, but what about the maps? Can you at least talk a little bit about those?
Well, yes, but just like operators, it will take time to memorize their layouts, but they all have similar features that you can use to your advantage in the meantime. Every map in the game has multiple levels, ranging from 2 to 4 floors. These floors have a vast amount of soft side walls and floors that can have breachable hatches that both sides can use to make traversal easier or to give them angles. For example, on the map Cafe Dostoyevsky, Sledge can use his hammer to smash the floor above the objective to get an angle on any defenders below, and a defensive operator who has impact nades like Rook can quickly throw it at a wall so he can make a rotate to a better position. The objectives will be spread out among these floors, and they are slightly different depending on what the objective is, especially if the objective is hostage. Each map has a spread of cameras, of which at least 2 are outside near attacker spawns, that the defenders can use to gather intel on the attackers.
Hello there.
Of course, attackers can easily counter them with their most powerful asset, bullets. If you haven't bought the game yet, I'd also recommend that you get the deluxe edition. It's only $10 more than the base game, and it gives you access to all the operators released in the first 2 years of Siege, but that's entirely up to personal preference. Before you can play any matches, you'll have to go through the game's built-in tutorial, which teaches you the mechanics in a controlled environment. Upon completion, you'll unlock these operators, so you'll have plenty to try out and play at the start. You can also unlock a selection of operators and goodies by completing operator specialties, which are challenges that require you to do certain actions in the game a certain amount of times, with the main goal being to get you to have the muscle memory to do said actions as you keep playing the game more. There's also a built-in shooting range in the game that gives you access to all the operators so you can try out their guns and loadouts and see what works best for you. And by the way, I didn't mention it earlier, but there's an arcade game mode that you and your buddies can run for both warm-ups and fun, featuring modes such as Team Deathmatch, Golden Gun, the newly added Weapon Roulette, and more. So be sure to take a look at it. And that pretty much covers the basics of Siege. Unfortunately, there's only so much I can explain to you before it becomes much more efficient for you to just learn on your own, but I do hope this helps you get started on your journey. And remember, mistakes are the best teachers, so don't get discouraged if you aren't doing as well as you'd like to at the beginning. Thank you for watching, and tune in next time for when I disappear for months on end and offer no explanation.